What's up, everybody? I'm Dan.
And I'm Jasmine.
Welcome back to Speaking Through the Gray, episode number 21. Yay! All right, that's enough. Today, we're going to be talking about scrolling without screaming, and basically the reality of understanding that you're going to have people on both sides of the fence, liberal and conservative, on your social media. And yeah, so we're going to kind of talk about that and a little bit about current events and whatnot.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. So social media has turned political conversations into minefields. So we'll talk about how conservatives and liberals can coexist online without losing friendships and faith and sanity. And we'll talk about why posts feel so personal at times and how algorithms amplify division and practical ways to engage this or disengage with wisdom.
Yeah.
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 So, why is everyone so angry?
Doesn't it really feel like if you were truly to only look at the world through the scope of this tiny little device, like you'd be like, the world's on fire 24/7.
Yeah.
There's no hope. There's no peace.
It's all
there's
extremes.
Yes.
So clearly there is tension.
Yeah.
Especially right now. And I know you want to talk about the current tension.
Yeah. Well, what's currently bubbling to the surface because it's just what's in front of everybody's feeds. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of tension in the culture, and we're going to talk a little bit about the whole like Super Bowl halftime show with Bad Bunny, and then the Turning Point USA and the Truth Broadcast Network teaming up to do that alternative halftime show.
That's what TBN is? Truth Broadcast Network?
Yeah, it's
Why am I
a
just
Christian
figuring that
broadcast
out?
network, which people have been asking me because they saw, I posted something a little bit,
You shouldn't
especially,
have.
yeah, well, you always say just don't post anything. And sometimes I'm always like, I want to post something just enough on the edge that like I want to see how people react, because I just like to stir the pot, to be honest.
I know you like to stir the pot. So,
Yeah.
and you always get unfollowed, or you're unfollowing someone, or
Well-
there's a comment war.
No. Generally, okay, let's be honest. I generally don't unfollow people. Now, if something like during...
They unfollow you, though.
Oh, constantly. Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely have people unfollowing me, which is okay. I think I've only ever, removed a friend or two, maybe, during the Charlie Kirk thing when people were, celebrating someone's death because they disagree with somebody. I think it was the only time I ever was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll pass on that one. And there's some people I still left. But, I mean, I like to engage with people I disagree with.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I think that's kind of the beautiful thing of America is discourse and being able to have conversations. And that's something that I feel like people on the far left and the far right have lost the conversation. They've lost the ability to have a conversation about things and have dialogue.
I will delete people only because, or unfollow, because now you can unfollow them without deleting
then you don't
them.
have to see it in your feed.
Only because
or
I don't
whatever.
want to constantly see some crazy thing in my feed. I think that really has an impact on my life.
Yeah.
In general, if I'm constantly seeing someone post negative things,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. So this is not about what?
Now, do you think there's a chance that God may have put them there or that post there?
Maybe, but I don't care at that moment.
To tell you to not be on social media too much?
That's true.
Wow.
There are some times in political, now when we're a hot mess, that I will get off just so that I can maintain sanity.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is not about changing minds. We're not trying to lean you to go one way or the other. It's about how to navigate all of the craziness.
Yeah. And I think especially because I had people that even people in my own church were like, well, so what did you mean by that? Because I have a lot of concern. By the way, I am a conservative, more libertarian in different directions, but I am a Christian. I am conservative. And so people are like, well, did you have beef with the Turning Point USA's All-American halftime show or whatever? And there's a lot to pick apart I mean, one, I'm not a huge fan of current country music. I like early 2000s or even like older, like Johnny Cash, like classic, like old country music. But this whole like, I just want to drink my beer and fish and drive my truck. Like it's just not, that's not my style personally. Not a fan. And that's okay. Everybody's allowed to have different styles of music. Because even like Bad Bunny, lyrically, don't like a lot of the stuff. I mean, if you look on Spotify, he's got like 1 billion streams on certain songs, and it's all explicit like songs. So like people are like, well, he's really family value. And it's like, oh, okay, let's maybe look at things through the nuanced lens of reality a little bit. And so like even style wise, like I do like reggaeton and like Spanish style music. I've spent a lot of time in Spanish speaking countries. So like all those things to be said, there's preferences, and then there's also, yeah, I understand, moral standards. So my biggest beef with that whole Turning Point USA situation was the fact that like Forrest Frank and Corey Asbury, like really Corey Asbury was actually one of the first people to like come up with this idea, and it was all centered on like, let's do something that's instead of whatever's popular in culture right now, because that's pretty much what they try to do, at least, is have something that is or was very popular in culture to be the halftime show. Instead, take that time and everybody focus on worshiping God.
Yeah.
That was the point. And I feel like
that didn't happen.
No. Well, and I get that. They're saying, oh, this was an all-American, which it's like, okay, it seemed like all-American is a very interesting word to use when it was just like, it was only really country music. And I guess rock to a degree, but it was like...
I guess it depends on your take on what all-American is. Like, America is very diverse.
Yeah.
So
it's a melting pot.
Listening to that, I was like, well, this doesn't really go with me at all. I like hip hop and I'm African American and I'm still an American. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what was the purpose? I don't like two sides to anything. I don't like having, you have to pick one. If you don't pick one, you're not Christian. If you don't pick this, then you don't, then you're racist. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that, first of all. But then I also like, what was the point? It's supposed to be Christian. It wasn't fully Christian.
No.
And then, but I had to sit and think about it, and I think it was more of a political thing than actually a Christian thing.
Well, and everyone's like, oh, Dan, you missed the point because da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, I get it. And I get, one, art is also subjective. You can see art differently depending on your perspective and whatnot. And I get what they were going for. And the funny part is people are like, oh, you had a problem with Kid Rock. I'm like, really? I mean, I didn't. I like what he added a verse to an older song and, made it about who he used to be and who he is now, that he claims to be a follower of Christ. And I truly hope that's genuine. But when you've seen people like Kanye and other people in the past, you tend to be a little bit, let's wait and see and let it cook for a minute and see, is it genuine? But still be encouraged that, people are hearing the name of Jesus no matter what.
Yeah.
We see that in the Bible where like there's people who are, not exactly in line with proper theology, and they're like, hey, as long as the name of Jesus is being preached, that's the important part. So like I get that, but at the same time, like I don't know, this kind of goes back to that episode we did on Christian nationalism to a degree. Not saying that's fully, but like it just seems like we want to attach two things together, and it's like, well, I don't know. I just feel like it was such a, especially it being Truth Broadcast Network, Christian network, they had lyrics where like some of the other artists where you can hear them almost say they self-censored where like there's a cuss word, like, and they're like, but it's like, oh, we're about values and this and that. And it's like some of the lyrics are about like alcoholism or the beer being in the console of your car, like in your cup holder. Like, I just like, let's not pretend like, you want to call out and like, okay, I get Bad Bunny and like, especially the thing, like he in the picture of him in a dress or burning the American flag. There's things to be like, okay, politically, he is very politically divisive. I can see why people don't want to tune into that. Then don't tune into it, and that's fine. But like, I just feel
there were you can see pros and cons with each, unfortunately, and you didn't really have to pick one. And I think what happens in social media, there are two extremes, and you felt like you absolutely had to pick one. You didn't have to do that at all. But if we go back to social media, Can I move on a little bit?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have so much more to say on this, but it's just, again, one final takeaway.
Okay,
One final
okay.
takeaway. There has to be nuance in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we have, we've lost the ability to have a conversation, but if we don't have a nuanced conversation about stuff, like, again, you could be a more liberal leaning person, you like this style of music or whatever, and it's like, okay, I disagree with the message. That's okay. I don't agree with your message. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to hate each other.
Exactly.
And the biggest thing for me is, one, nuance, but two, the fact that, like, people on the left have to look at everybody on the right, not saying all people, but, like, have to look at everybody with such a broad brush of extremism.
Yeah.
And then people on the right look at everybody on the left the same way. It's like, no. There's way more people in the middle that kind of want to just get along and move on with life. And unfortunately, the people with the microphone and the biggest platforms are the ones who are absolutely insane.
Exactly.
On both sides.
So the algorithm is never neutral.
Yes.
You don't just see someone in the middle saying,
was a great
yeah,
segue. I
you
didn't even
could."
plan it that way.
I know,
My
I'm
bad.
amazing at this. This is my job.
Yeah.
You never really hear someone just saying, "Oh, you could have watched both. Oh, it was fine. Let's move on." Who even won the Super Bowl? Who won?
The other team.
Okay, exactly.
The Seahawks. Patriots got whooped pretty hard.
We're going to touch on how social media rewards outrage. We love to see the drama. We love to see all of the hot mess comments and just keep going with it. Did you hear what she said? You go to work and you pass this person. Oh, this person's a liberal. Oh, this person. And then it just tears us apart. Extreme voices tend to rise to the top. Confirmation bias and echo chambers. And the loudest voices are rarely the majority, though. What do you think about that?
Yeah. No, I like even think, like, again, there's certain things I feel very strongly for, and I try to, if it's something that's not like a issue of salvation or an issue of like life or death, I try to keep my distance to a degree on social media.
Yeah.
I used to be way more vocal, and then my wife, I always run the post past Jasmine first, and she's like, maybe not, post that. But there are certain things, but like when I feel like I see certain things, like this one, I think abortion is a difficult topic, and some people say it's political, but I think it's a matter of like right versus wrong. You can disagree with me, that's fine, but that's my standing point on it. But even then, it's like, okay, you're either pro-abortion or you're anti-abortion. It's like, okay, well, there's even more nuance in that.
Yeah.
So like you're saying, like the loudest voices are not the majority, or even the most fringe voices. Like there's people who believe in like abortion up till 8 or 9 months, and it's like it's a real small amount of people that like actually believe that, but they're the ones that like because it's the craziest take. They're the ones who are gonna get the hottest.
I don't
mic
usually
for it.
post about political things or anything such, because growing up, I just understood that my identity was found in Christ, and that I am made to minister to others. And what I've been seeing is if you pick one side or the other side, you are isolating someone, and now they don't want to listen to you at all because you are this. So if I'm trying to get the word out of, gospel teachings and all of that, and they're saying, oh, Jasmine likes Bad Bunny, I'm not going to listen to her. Boom. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I try to stay away from it only because I don't like fighting with people, but I love ministry and I love being able to share the word of Christ and all that.
You love fighting with me, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, gotta fight with somebody. Your feed is not reality. It is a curated argument.
Yeah. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Next time when you're angry at, the 5 people that are on the other side, just know that this is not a full picture of what is actually going on.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, I have to even call myself, like, I'll see a post that's like super ignorant about like the Spanish speaking community. Like, for us, especially us in our community at our church, right across the street from us, we have our sister church, Rio de Vida, which is our Spanish speaking church. And we're starting to do every year where we come together and we do a hybrid Spanish and English service. So like they're our brothers and sisters in Christ. And so like us making broad and generalized terms. I'm not saying us specifically, but like seeing people that I know make statements or say things about the Spanish community
Yeah.
and making hyperbolic statements without knowing who they are. It's like those are our brothers and sisters, especially like our brothers and sisters in Christ. It's like, but again, it's like sometimes we take things too far. Like some people will take things like instead of it just being like, oh, I don't like this guy's politics. And then it's like, well, he doesn't speak any English. It's like, okay. And then it turns into this, and that. It's like when you spend too much time on social media, that small thing that's like kind of the afterthought becomes like the main thing. And this is how extremism gets like birthed. And
Goes too far.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets a little bit too personal. So politics sometimes feels personal, especially on social media. So for conservatives, it's about values and tradition, freedom and faith. And for liberals, about justice, inclusion, protection, and equity.
Equity. Yeah.
So politics are tied to identity and fear and hope, and why disagreement can feel like an attack.
Yeah. So like when our value systems are attached to our politics, and again, there's certain things like people would say, okay, well, your perspective on faith being foundational is political. And it's like, to you it is.
Yeah.
But like outside of that, like if we truly start to break down the passages and the scriptures and realize how we're supposed to live, how we're supposed to love our enemy, how we're supposed to pray for those who persecute you, the ones that like all these really extreme people never seem to have in their regular quoting online. It's like, those things I understand, but like when it's like comes down to traditions or things of that nature, all these things that are part of our foundation, when somebody suddenly pokes at it, it's like, okay, that's either a chance for you to get offended or for you to get ready to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And if you're not strong enough in your understanding of your own foundation, one, maybe take some time and learn more about what you actually believe.
Yeah.
And two, if you're not sure about it, then maybe don't jump into the conversation.
Yeah. You could keep scrolling.
Yeah, it's a perfectly viable option.
I do it all the
people.
time.
Oh my gosh. But that's the thing. It's like I had somebody jump in on a post the other day and it was like not even meant to be controversial.
Yeah.
It was like, keep your eyes on Jesus. There's like stuff going on this side or that side, and it's basically like the news cycle. There's just so much stuff going on. It's like, keep your eyes on Jesus. People are like, oh, so these are the two sides represented. I'm like,
you can get offended over everything, but not everything is in a personal attack.
Yeah.
You don't have to take everything personal.
No.
Yeah.
And I think something that's not really, I don't think it's at least in our outline, is like, if you don't know the person personally or well, don't engage.
Yeah.
It's not even like for somebody, like if I had like a family member who I know personally and we vehemently disagree on big things.
Yeah.
If they reached out to me or like, hey, I think you were a little off base on that post. Here's why. I'd be like, all right, hey, shoot me a phone call. Let's chat about it.
You should be able to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's okay. And also, most of the people who have ever called me out and we had a really good conversation, it was done in private.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't need to be not everyone needs to see this whole entire conversation you have.
No. And that's the thing. And I've walked away, with a better perspective, oftentimes change my direction on how I've approached things. Yeah. But then I've had people who don't know me that well or only knew me for a very small season in life. Like even back in October or September, there's one kid who messaged me and was like, "Could we have a chat about your thoughts on this, and that?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then he went onto my Facebook and was like, "F you," and I'm like, "Whoa!"
People have a very easy time with saying that on your Facebook page and not just saying it to you in person. Because by the time they get to you in person, are they still going to be able to say "F you"?
Yeah, exactly. Which is insane. Because also it's like this keyboard warrior mentality is insane. It's not real life. 90% of you aren't as tough as you think you are online or social media. And And it's like, no, like if we actually, because it's funny, because even that person was like, they were respectful and they messaged me privately and we had a little bit of a chat, and then turned around and then online in front of everybody was like,
and that can feel personal because everyone's online.
Yeah.
So all your family seeing this fight you had, it's super embarrassing. But this is not real life.
Yep.
Delete it and get over it.
Yeah. I find the seasons where I spend the least amount of time on social media are the seasons I am the happiest.
Yeah. Because you delete, the issue is that there's definitely an addiction there.
Yeah.
Like you delete it and you're like, okay, wow, I feel less stressed because I'm not having all these random conversations where I'm seeing everyone's opinion. People put their whole lives on social media. I know everything about this one person's life. And then you get off and you're like, oh, wow, let me remember that I have a whole family.
Yep.
Let me take care of them.
Yep.
So there are common mistakes on both sides. We assume bad motives.
Oh.
From everyone.
Yeah. No, right there. That's huge. If you go into a discussion with the assumption already that the person has bad intentions, again, having two different belief systems, whether they're morally right or wrong, if you're assuming the other person's belief system is based on bad motives, then you're never going to hear them out for where they're coming from. Even if you're going to still disagree at the end, you're not able to have a conversation. And I feel like that's the biggest thing is like being able to have a conversation and find nuance in different people's takes on life, you know?
Yeah. Screenshotting to shame. You've definitely been screenshotted.
Oh yeah,
I've been screenshotted.
I've been canceled. Like
you've been
5
canceled.
times,
Dan posted something. This girl screenshot out of context. She didn't even screenshot the whole thing and reposted it and try to embarrass everyone.
Come to find out later, multiple people had the same run-in with the same.
There are people out there who are really trying to just cancel people and ruin your social media life.
Yeah. That's always fun. Next topic.
Next topic. Posting to provoke and not communicate. We've talked about that. Commenting while emotional. Oh. Even talking while emotional. Take a break.
Take a beat. Yeah. Do not. Like, honestly, any type of situation, any conversation, any type of dialogue, if you're heated up, you might say some real stupid stuff. Like some real stupid stuff. How many times I've had to even just counsel with different people, like either friends or individuals, where it's like, guys, like one, don't have beef on social media.
No.
Don't. Let's all be adults and mature individuals. If you have beef, talk to the person. Face your problems, don't Facebook them, as Andy Mineo says.
I know there's times I'll get a text that like angers me, and I take out time to just wait and actually see how I feel about this before I text back, because you can't just hit back out of anger and it makes everything worse.
No, because then you look like a fool.
You do.
And when you read Proverbs, there's so much to say about like wisdom and patience and taking time to, think about what you're going to say. Yeah, for sure. Commenting while emotional is not good.
Confusing being right with being wise.
Yeah.
So, how to engage without burning the bridges? And there's an ant. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. I got spray down here, too. Dang it.
There are many times that you do burn bridges. Some of these relationships just end. People get deleted. You're not talking to your bestie anymore because you politically do not agree. So what do we do in order to not burn these bridges? Asking questions instead of statements. Do you have any examples of those at all?
Using I language.
Know when silence is strength. I am good with silence.
Yeah.
You don't have to say everything. No.
Yeah.
So more conversations offline when possible.
Yeah, like I alluded to earlier.
Yep. Yes. Mute, unfriend, and block in that order.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like
possible.
If you see somebody who's just posted, like you're like, all right, I still love this person, I still care about them, but they post nonsense on a regular basis, and I hate, like you're saying, I hate seeing it in my feed. One, maybe we should take a break. Maybe that's God kind of telling you, but also you can mute or unfollow, technically, or whatever it's called now on social media, and then if things get crazy from there, if they're continuing to be coming after you and being wild, then like unfriend and block. Sometimes that has to go to that level. But generally, if it's like somebody who doesn't engage with you, you just don't like what they are saying, just, make it simple. Yep.
So, rule of thumb, if you wouldn't say it at Thanksgiving, then don't post it.
Yeah, that's just a good take.
No, it really
in general,
is.
it is.
Because if you think you're going to Thanksgiving with a whole bunch of like family members that you may or may not have seen, like I'm not going to bring up the dirt in the closet.
Well, and
this
that's the
week.
thing. Like that's where I feel like in the past it was like, okay, depending on your family. Generally, politics was like, let's leave that at the door.
No.
Some people say religion and politics, but all of our
Depending
families
on
are
the family,
pretty, religiously involved, and our faith is pretty strong. But yeah, when it comes to politics, it's like, especially if this is going to cause division, and if it's not going to be honoring God with how you're speaking to somebody, like just shut up, just shut up. Sometimes it's the best advice.
It is the best. So when should we not engage at all? So there are trolls versus genuine people.
This is,
We talked about trolls in the past. Didn't you do a whole sermon on trolls? Or no?
No.
Someone did.
I mean, I've addressed it, but and that's the problem. Especially, I know we have different people, especially in our church, that might be the older generation. And don't worry, we're not calling you old, we're calling you wise right now. But sometimes wisdom does elude you when it comes to social media, some of the older generation, and they don't realize that, there's just a lot of trolls on the internet that are trying to get a rise out of you. And that's where you might just need to shut down the social media.
And they try to scam you, too.
Oh, yeah, they will. Yeah, so just watch out for those, trolls versus genuine people. Again, genuine people. People people you have a little bit of a track record with, family, friends, people you have some type of history with, where it doesn't matter what they say. Like, if some random guy off the street was like, you're a terrible person, I'd be like, cool, all right, that's fine. You don't know me at all. But if it was like, one of my best friends or a family member was like, dude, you're a hot mess right now. Like, you're not, I'd be like, ooh, I might need to evaluate myself. Yeah. So, put stock in who those people are, and one of the things, don't feed the trolls.
Yeah, don't feed them.
Yeah, don't feed them. Those angry little trolls.
Right. Okay. Emotional exhaustion is a valid boundary. You don't owe anyone a response, and protecting peace is not a weakness.
Yeah. We all deserve peace in life.
We do.
And it's funny because some people want peace but don't know how to not just find it, but how to not create chaos.
Yeah.
It's like some people, it's like, I want peace, but I'm going to spend all day on Facebook or Twitter.
Stressing everybody out and yourself.
Yeah, it's like, no. God love, I have family and friends who, I love these people. Whether it's CNN, Fox News, any of those news networks at all, there's even news networks who I actually like, because I don't like Fox or CNN or any of them for the most part, but there's news networks who I like. But if you're consuming news all day, you're breeding chaos in your life. No wonder you're angry all the time. Stop. If you want peace, don't invite chaos.
I feel like when it comes to these type of topics, the news is telling you one thing, and there's a reality, and then there's what the news says. And they're never the same, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, and I think the format of news today, and that's why people, I'm sure I'm going to get somebody who's like, you don't like Fox News? I'll be like, no, I don't like most news networks. But because they invite people on and they'll give them 60 seconds for a extremely complex topic and then yell at them and tell them they're wrong. And it's like, okay, well...
Some news channels are pushing one agenda.
Yeah, well, that
purposely.
Too. But that's where it's like, okay, let's look at a podcast where it's like you have 2 to 3 hours to talk about it. If you really want to learn something about a topic, you're not going to learn about it in 60 seconds. No. So, yeah.
Do some research. So... let's talk about our faith and values lens. Loving people you disagree with, humility over winning, speaking truth with gentleness, and being known for character and not just opinions.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. That'll preach. I wish I had like a gospel choir button in here.
You have
I gotta,
none. You have none.
no,
of either.
no, no, I didn't add that button yet. But anyway,
I can just think about the fruits of the spirit. Like they know you by your fruit.
banana. Sorry, I'm just thinking about the
Fruits of the
kids.
spirit. It's not a coconut. Okay. Anyway.
It's good. It's good. But yeah, loving people you disagree with.
Yeah.
I think.
Which is really hard because some people are just really. Ugh.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to have loving people you disagree with, but loving people who are also just unlovable.
Yeah.
Like, not saying they're not capable of being loved, but they do a really good job at pushing people away or saying or doing things. Like, I'm in ministry full time now, and there's definitely aspects where I'm like, wow, all right. Yeah.
That's hard.
You know what I mean? Because, like, you want to help people. But like sometimes people don't want help, or sometimes people don't want to have a dialogue, like we've been talking about.
You're supposed to love them and pray for them.
Yeah, and
want the best for them, not want them to, fall.
We live in a culture that is so full of pride. I mean, especially not saying all, but there's definitely some people who kind of worship certain individuals in our political atmosphere. Certain politicians who are when you think of humility, they're the last person you would think of.
Yeah.
Not anybody specifically, but there's plenty of examples on both sides of the aisle. And when we look at them as they, instead of following Jesus, we're following these influencers or politicians. It's like, no, we should be following Jesus, who led by humility and trying to be able to reach people through a loving heart.
Yeah.
And calling people out when they're wrong too. Like, he wasn't soft. He was fully able to call people out on nonsense. But and speaking truth with gentleness. But I love that. Being known for character, not just opinions.
Exactly.
Especially when it comes to politics.
Yeah.
It's like, if people know your favorite politician, or people know your general political leanings more than they know about your faith, then come on, let's be honest. There's a big problem.
That is a problem. And it's so uncomfortable when you think about you going to a party. I can hear children running above us.
There's definitely someone running
and there's
upstairs.
Just like someone of a different political opinion as you. And it is the most uncomfortable topic ever. And you're just sitting there just not happy. Yep. So in our final takeaways, social media isn't a debate stage. It's a relationship space. Isn't there usually a winner in a debate stage? I feel like social media, there's never a winner. You're just going back and forth. Everyone's mad.
There's no Facebook winner. Moderator who's like, winner!
I love social media because I have a lot of family in different places and I never get to see them. But through this way, we can see each other. I can see all the kids that they're having. That's why I like it. I'm not getting into fights with anybody. I don't have the energy for it.
No, I love it because we have so many. I can literally see the feet starting to pop down from upstairs. Who is it?
Hey, Gabe.
Hey, Gabe, come here real quick. Come on.
Hurry up.
Hurry up. You're going to be on the
today's
pod?
Time.
I thought you were supposed to be asleep. Oh!
You fell. Okay.
Ow!
Okay, he said he's okay.
Come here.
Come here, Bubba.
You come up to Mom's microphone? You want to say hi?
Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Is your brother asleep? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. Is your TV still on?
Yeah.
Yeah. You still got about 15 minutes, so go lay down, okay?
Go watch it. Bye.
All right. Don't trip again.
Slow.
He definitely missed that last step.
Where were we?
We were actually on our final takeaway, so I just thought it would be funny. He was already there, so might as well. But anyway, final takeaways. Go ahead.
You can be convictional without being cruel. The goal isn't silence or dominance, it's wisdom. So, some closing questions. What's one boundary you need to set online? These are some things that you're like, I need to not follow this person anymore. I need to not get into arguments anymore. I might not need to post political things. There's a lot of things. I'm just going.
Yeah. And that's okay. And it's different for each person, too. Like, if you're highly involved in politics, that's not necessarily bad. But again, how you treat people matters. How you interact with people. Like, just for example, one of the guys who was running in the last election on the Republican ticket, Vivek Ramaswamy, I really liked him personally because of how, like, if somebody showed up at his event and was like trying to protest him, instead of like being like throw him out or punch him in the face, he would be like give him a microphone, and then they would have a conversation in front of everybody. Like, that is on a bigger scale. But imagine if, like, okay, you want to be very political, but like, how can you still be loving and respectful?
Yeah.
So, but
Really think about it.
Yeah.
Take out time.
And-
Is your online presence bringing peace or is it bringing pressure?
yeah.
So really evaluate yourself.
And even think about is there areas where you can maybe set boundaries for how much time? Like, I have gotten rid of Facebook and TikTok and Instagram off of my phone for the most part, and I only have it on other, like my computer or my iPad, so I'm not on it as much.
Yeah.
But like, somehow creating those boundaries to where it's like, hey,
Less time.
yeah, less time is going to be better. And instead of taking time to scroll endlessly or to fight.
And to stalk, because I like to stalk.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
She's a Facebook detective, everybody.
I know everything.
Yeah. She knows where all the bodies are. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it is important to set those boundaries. And again, even understanding, okay, what's good for you? What's healthy for you? Especially as a Christian, what is going to make you a better follower of Christ? What is going to make you more attractive to a non-believer? Not physically.
Oh.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
What's happening?
I'm just saying. I heard it after I said it, and I was like, people are like, attractive.
I don't think anyone thought that until you just said it.
Okay, well, my ADHD couldn't let it slide. I was like, I have to say it. I don't want to say it, and here it is. But anyway, how we can be more appealing. I think that's the word I actually meant to use. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, oh Lord, my brain. But yeah, how you can be more appealing to a non-believer, how you can be more in tune with the footsteps of Jesus Christ. I mean, I think that if we're not doing those things, if we're not walking in purpose, we're missing out on life. And that's what it's all about, is walking in purpose with what God has called us to do, why God has called us to be here on this earth.
So you can scroll without screaming now.
Yep.
Yay. We did it. That was a weird one.
That wasn't the one I was looking for.
Okay.
Well, I got to learn the soundboard. There's
What about this one?
Oh, no.
Yep.
Okay.
Or what about that? Okay.
Right.
How do I get it?
Oh, there we go. I'm back. I hit the wrong button. Anyway, yeah. So thank you so much for joining us today. And as always, we're just super excited that we're finally in a rhythm. Thank you for everyone who's been following us. We started the year with only like 30 some subscribers on YouTube, and now we're at like 65.
Yeah.
A special shout out to the Nebo media team. Y'all got us over 60, I believe.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. So yeah, we're going to try to keep engaging with current events and engaging with just topics that are going to help us grow as believers. So thank you so much for your support and your encouragement. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, the whole gambit that everybody always says, but it really does help us to be able to reach more people and to help people grow. So thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody. Bye.